Hey YouTube, Rando here. So I've been meaning to do this video for quite a while now, and I just haven't had a chance. Every time I take notes on both of these dehydrators, I lose the notes. So I went ahead and wrote them down today, just some quick notes, and wanted to just do a comparison on which one do I think is the better dehydrator. Now this is just opinion, but I think most people's opinions, the dang dogs going crazy in there. I think most people's opinions would be about the same on these. First off, you're going to notice that this one is much smaller than this one. It's actually almost half the height and just a little bit bigger on the sides because it's square, not round. But what that means is you get, I think it's like 30% more drying surface with this one than you do with the original Ronco. This is the original plug and go Ronco. This is the turbo. So we're just going to go over the differences on the two. Cost on the original is 40 to 50 bucks depending on where you got it. But when I first bought mine, it was like $32 or something like that on Amazon. Same dehydrator now is about $40 to $50. And I think they come in black as well, like these here. And the turbo cost on Amazon right now is 56 bucks. So you're looking at $16 to $6 more than the original. Size, you get 5 trays with this one, 5 trays with this one. I can tell you that the trays aren't very durable. They will start breaking over time. I've probably used this one close to 100 times. And that's no exaggeration. I mean, I've used it a lot. I've actually made modifications to it to where it actually dries very well now. But the specs I'm going over now is just without modifications out of the box. So 5 trays, not durable on the trays themselves. And by the way, this one, it gets bigger. You just have to turn the trays. And you can see now you have plenty of drying surface between this tray and this tray. So this is just for storage. You turn them like this to set them down on top of each other. Storage, this one's way better. The original is just bulky, it's tall. There's no good way to store that one. What I do is I just turn this lid upside down in the pan and then stack the trays up on top of it. I save about that much room, that's it. So the original is not great. This one, again, the trays fit down inside one another. This doesn't have a problem going inside of a cabinet. That one does. So let's see, ease of use. This one's very easy to use in that it's plug and go. There's no temperature gauge, there's nothing on there. You plug it in, throw your meat on there, throw your vegetables on there, whatever you're dehydrating, and just let go. Problem with this one is you do have to rotate quite a bit. This one is plug and go, but it's got a temperature switch on it. It's the only difference. So you just need to know, what you're dehydrating. There's a book for it that comes with it. If you don't have the book, it's fine. If you're doing beef jerky, I do beef jerky about 135. I never turn this thing all the way to 160. I keep it between about 125 and 145, somewhere in that range, and everything dries good. I've done corn on this one, I've done beef jerky on this one. In fact, I have a beef jerky video I need to put up sooner or later. I've got a lot of beef jerky videos on that one though. Let's see, ease of maintenance. Oh man, this one's going to win hands down on this one. This one's hard to clean. See the bottom tray in that? You have to take out that entire heating coil to clean around the coil. Right? So to get down in there, you have to remove this entire thing. It's not very easy to clean. It's actually kind of a pain in the butt. The trays are, just as easy to clean, but the unit itself kind of gets a little complicated to clean. And I do want to go back over rotations right quick. I do rotate with this one. They say you don't have to, but I find that if you don't, the bottom tray will dehydrate a lot quicker than the rest of them. I rotate it one time, take the top tray, put it on the top after about 2 hours, and then I do it one more time with the next tray, and then all the trays seem to dry evenly. This one, you need to rotate these trays like every 3 or 4 hours. People say you don't. But these are the same people that say their beef jerky tastes like burnt plastic. Yeah, it's because their bottom tray melted and it released a plastic taste into their beef jerky. And It's not a good thing, I can tell you that. So this one's very labor intensive. You have to be on top of it. You have to rotate. It takes forever. Dry time on this thing, let's put it like this: beef jerky would take you 24 to 36 hours, depending on how much you did, how big your strips were, how well you marinated your meat, all that good stuff. This one's going to take a long time. This one right here, beef jerky, maybe 12 to 16 hours, somewhere in there. So this is no Excalibur. It's not going to dehydrate in 6 to 8 hours or something like that, whatever those numbers are. But it's still a damn good dehydrator, and it has a great dry time compared to the original Ronco. So I didn't have that written down. I just wanted to go over it real quick. This one right here, very easy to clean. Just a flat tray down there. Just wipe it clean. This has a little lip on it over the fan so nothing can get down in there. If anything does fall on it, you can see it falls on top. Very easy to clean. I did corn on this one a few days ago and I still haven't cleaned it, but it is what it is, folks. Very, very easy to clean. Trays are about the same to clean. Not very hard. Dehydrating times, again, the Ronco is going to be long. This one's very short because this one has a fan. That one has no fan. This one gets up to about 130, roughly 125, somewhere in there. If it's cold outside, you won't even break probably 105, 110 with this one. Especially if it's if it's cold in your house, whatever. I guess not outside. If it's cold where you're dehydrating, nice hot day, you can get this one up to about 125. This one goes from 95 to 160. If you put it on 160, it dehydrates too fast. So I don't use the top setting on this one. I just use about 145. Biggest plus with the Ronco original is it costs a little bit less and it's a plug and go. This is a great dehydrator if you're just starting out, but if I was you, I would go ahead and just invest the extra money and get the turbo here. Now I've heard American Harvest and all these other ones are great. I've never tried any of them. This is just a comparison on these two Roncos. Biggest plus on the turbo is it has a fan. Forget the temperature switch. I don't even care about that. It could be a plug and go system. It has a fan. Now this Ronco right here, I've actually modified. I can dehydrate just as fast with this one as I can this one now. And all I did was I cut a hole in the top of it. Let me see if I can find it. I've showed this in a previous video as well. I had this little cheap hair dryer. I stick it down in the hole there. Turn it on for a few seconds, and I'm talking a few seconds. I may run it for 30 seconds at a time. And what it does is it just moves all that heat around the meat, and then you have a heating element in here as well, heating it from the top. That being said, if you use it for longer than a few seconds, and I'm talking, if you use it for like 2 or 3 minutes at a time, it'll melt your trays. You can see this one's getting out of shape. That was a top tray, and it was when I first started testing with this thing, with the modifications, and it started to warp my rings on the center. You can see that one's still perfect, but that one right there is pretty warped. So I learned real quick that with the hairdryer modifications, I put it on high, leave it on there for about 30, maybe 45 seconds, turn it off, and I do that. Again, it's labor intensive. I do it as often as I rotate the trays. So every time I rotate the trays, I'll cut this on, leave it on for a few minutes, and then I might walk back an hour later and do the same. It just depends. I don't do it the whole time I'm dehydrating, but I do it anytime I think about it. And like I said, I have to set my watch for every like 3.5 hours to rotate the bottom tray to the top, bottom tray to the top. This one, you do that once or twice, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Just set it, forget it, walk away from it. So if I had to do a do-over and buy one of these, never bought one before and know what I know now, I would just go with the turbo right off the back. Like I said, it's $16 to $6 more than the Ronco original, and it's a great little dehydrator for less than $60. You know what I mean? So I really like this one. I'm thinking about getting a second unit, but I'm thinking about going with something else. I've been told that American Harvest is a great dehydrator, and I've been told by people that dehydrate a lot that it's just as good as an Excalibur. So I want to check that out. I want to try that out. I do want to get an Excalibur eventually. I'm just going to get a small one, probably the little 4 or 5 tray white one, whatever it is. Probably the cheapest one they make. But before I do that, I do want to go ahead and invest in another one with a fan. That way I can do 2 dehydrators at one time and don't have to worry about how labor intensive this one is. Actually, I've been thinking about trying to turn this one into a solar dehydrator somehow. I think would be kind of cool. I've been thinking about that. So we may do that in another video. But I hope this helps. There was somebody who specifically asked me to do a comparison on this. I don't remember your name, dude. But I hope it helped you out a little bit and you can figure out which one you want to get. Go with the turbo, brother. That's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching, YouTube.